Hello, everybody, and welcome to Senstaku Plays. So a couple things. One, I'm using Streamlabs OBS, which is something that I haven't used before. It's interesting. I think my hair is green screening a bit, but I found there's a before we get started. There's a series of things that you see in the Streamlabs OBS sort of setup and everything, which is quite often you do have a selection of themes. You have a selection of themes that you can pick through. You can go through if you don't want to design your own overlay. And for this, I didn't feel like designing my own overlay. I don't even know if the live chat widget thing works. Testing. Oh yeah, hey, it does. Sweet. Anyways, there's a variety of themes that you can pick from on this Streamlabs sort of theme store. They are all apparently used by one streamer who just sort of stares unconcernedly down in one corner while being just sort of copy pasted into the webcam section of all of these themes, which was very amusing. The other thing that I thought was amusing was that this very definitively Final Fantasy theme is called Sword Metal. And the game that was being played in the theme, was the E3 tech demo video reveal for the Final Fantasy VII remake. So there was a person sitting here in the theme in the webcam box, staring very intently at something happening off to the side, while apparently playing the video of the reveal of the Final Fantasy VII remake, which I thought was hilarious. And since I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, I figured, why the hell not? I'll use this overlay. So Senstaku Plays is going to be my own personal channel. What that means is basically I'm going to have less of the sort of the theater that we've built up for Final Show Films. I'm not doing the video intro. I'm not doing any of that. That's all over there. This is just for me to sort of do what I did when I first started streaming, which is just talk at the camera, into the mic, and play a game. That's it. So today, and I'm gonna, and these are gonna be sort of semi-random. I'm gonna try to stream more than once a week, but it'll just be when I can, because that's what this is for. This is for streaming when I can, which is why I'm putting almost zero effort into the pageantry as it is. So yeah, Final Fantasy XIV. I've played it before on streams, or we tried to do a Let's Play. Also, a year or so ago, Austin and I sat down and tried to do a Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV, and we just couldn't. Our schedules didn't match up, and that's part of the issue that we have as both of us being parents now is finding a time for both of us to sit down and do a thing is the Sunday evening streams, and that's it. So I'm just gonna be playing Final Fantasy XIV tonight, creating a new character, playing through as much as I can in a couple hours, and just sort of having fun with the story, because the story of Final Fantasy XIV, I really enjoy it. And the next expansion was recently announced, so I figured that's probably a good place to start this kind of thing. up a little bit on my mic so you guys can hear me a little bit better. And we're going to go ahead and get into the character generation. What do I want to do? So, if you've never seen Final Fantasy XIV before in your life, or Final Fantasy XI either, there are 6 races currently. Rumors that there'll be another one soon that you can play as. The Hyur, Elizin, Hyur, which are humans, Elizin, which are elves, Lalafell, which are gnomes, halflings, Mikote, which are cat people, Rogadin, which are giants, and Aura, which are dragon people. Aura are fun. I'm actually going to play Elizin, because I have yet to actually play... I came to the realization the other day that I've yet to actually play an Elizin. And they have 2 different modes, Wildwood or Dusklight. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I just want to make Link from The Legend of Zelda. Because why not? We have to get the most important part. How blonde can we be? That seems sufficiently blonde. Eye color. Link has blue eyes. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Hairstyle. I find that I have the most fun. I have the most fun when I'm playing. When I'm playing Final Fantasy. When I'm making an alt, at least. Making very silly reference characters. Just because it's fun for me. And potentially fun for other people playing the game who get to get to the point and go, oh, hey, I know what that is. So, I have a Lalafell named Vivi Orniter, which is Vivi Orniter, Vivi from Final Fantasy IX's, and his last name is like I don't know how to pronounce it properly. It's like Orniter or something like that. I just put V as the first name and then Vivi Orniter. That seems like Link's style here, doesn't it? Link typically has the sort of the parted in the middle Matthew Mercer hair. Yeah, that works. Skin color. A little bit fairer, yeah. I'm doing this not necessarily because we want to use all of them, but because so you can't see the facial features when you're picking a face unless you have them all turned on. Oh wow, that's a Link that's been through some hard times right there. Oh yeah. Link. There we go. That Ellison just really does look like Matthew Mercer. Like, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. It's kind of weird. Anyways. I want Link to have a face... Nah, we'll leave his face pretty for now. I really am just making an elf Matt Mercer with light hair now. That's kind of... I can't not see it anymore. Elf Mercer. staring off vaguely into the middle distance. I want ear clasps. Yes, and I think just on the left ear. And they should be... Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I've ever... Maybe once I've used face paint. Alright. Let's see what our voice is. Fittingly for a Link character, you can only really vocalize in exclamations. That's Taliesin Jaffe. Yeah, that is... Is it sad that I know Taliesin Jaffe's voice by just those emotes?
Yeah.
We'll go with that. First day of the first moon. Sure. Confirm. And as most good Ellison do, we follow Helon. And if we're being Link, we have to be a gladiator. Means we'll eventually look like this. Ain't it grand? So this little star, for anyone that's interested in making their own Final Fantasy character in the near future, this star indicates a preferred world, which means you get an experience bonus, as it says right there on the screen, as I was explaining something that you could have read. But you know, that's what I do. Let's see. Okay. So we've got a Link-inspired elf that looks kind of vaguely like Matthew Mercer. Do we do the Lift naming convention and just... Links. Link. Link. Linkle. Linkthamon. Linkymon. That just makes him look like a... That just makes him look like a Pokemon. This is a very important part of my particular gaming process, is coming up with a name. I think we're... Mercier, for the last name. Nil Mercier. Not quite, hang on. The KN just wigs me out on a visual level. Hang on. I know nil is linked backwards, but elk nil? El nil? No. Milk. Milk just sounds like nut milk. Yeah, no, we'll just go with nil Mercier for now. The KN's gonna bug me, but until I come up with something better. You can always change it later with the magic of a Fantasia bottle. Not Fantasia the Disney thing, but Fantasia, a bottle that lets you change your race, gender, sex, race, gender, name, etc. Actually, no, I might not change your name. I might have to actually pay to change the name if I want to change it later. Oh well. As in real life, changing your name is the hardest part.
Here. Here. Feel.
Wish I had a better green screen setup. Excuse you?
Hear, feel, think.
I had forgotten that happened. That the Asian there, the dude with the mask just busts through your little dream space here. This is what you will look like in 50 levels. Watch out! Hey you. Oh god, we've already got Navi. I can't remember what this guy's voice is. Hang on. You alright, lad? Why not? You're moaning something fierce for a while there. I don't know why he would have that voice. Feeling the effects of the ether, I reckon. You'll get used to it, though, don't worry. You there, halt! You can tell by the frayed edges that this is a frayed statement. What's all this about? That he's yelling and panicked, or in this case, angry, as the brass blades begin searching the carriage. I'm just an honest peddler, friend, so, don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, huh? You literally just pulled that out of your back pocket. You weren't even being subtle. Business as usual. The Amalja have come to... Apparently the Amalja take a lot of offense. Like, they take a lot of offense to you trying to shake down this merchant. You hold still, old man. I'm gonna search your bags. Oh, look what I found in your shit. It's illegal stuff. Love obviously corrupt guards. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Yes, beastmen. It's okay to be racist towards them analog because they are literal, actual monsters. Seeing as we've got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive. Youngins don't care much for conversation, see? These two young Ellison twins. If you look carefully, you'll notice that one of them is actually Sam Riegel. Brent's the name and Pedlin's his game. Judging by your unusual garments, I'll wager you're one of them new adventurers. You say unusual, but everyone that comes to this city that as an adventurer wears this. This is the adventurer gear, man. This is the thing you wear as an adventurer. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory, that's what I call living. So long as you can afford dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? I mean, we have to go with the Link answer here, which is ... Well, if you're inclined to tell, I ain't about to pry. Might be as old Brent's a chatterbox, but he sure as hell ain't no busybody. Nice, Brent. That's a good merchant, Brent. We all have a secret or three, don't we? Me? Dozens. What are you fucking... If they're not secrets if you tell me that you have them, Brent. And I'd rather they stay a secret too, which is why I don't go sticking me nose where it ain't welcome. So what brings you out here? No, it's okay. You don't have to tell me. I don't need to know. I mean, everybody's got their own secrets. Fuck me. I've got dozens of secrets. Like, I don't pry where I'm not wanted. You understand? You see me? I get it. I get you. You don't want to talk, so I'm not gonna make you talk. I'm just gonna sit here and continue talking. By the way, this is your first trip to Ul'dah? No, it's not. But of course it ain't. Still might be, as this journey and itinerant has a few new things to teach you about your destination. Ahem. He's ignoring the fact that I just told him, yes, I know where I'm going. Have you ever been to New York before? Yes. Well, you know, you probably, of course you've been to New York before, but me, I've been to New York lots of times. Let me tell you all about New York. Ul'dah is ruled by the Sultana in name. but as most folk know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and their monetarist cronies would happily get rid of Her Grace altogether, but that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty to the Royalists, and the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. Loyalists, you might call them. These factions have long fought over power, throwing the weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no signs of stopping. Of course, the Lizardmen, that is the Amalja, couldn't care less about the Uldan politics. They have their own interests, see, and they ain't afraid to use force to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers. No need breeding profit. Ha. And though it pains me to say, I'm inclined to agree. At long last. Behold Ulda, jewel of Thanalan, where the folk turn sand into gold. Also into shit, which they then throw on the lower classes. Ulda has problems.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises, a solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Ulda.
You know, you can tell that those two sentences were not recorded back to back.
Even with the coming of the seventh umbral era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul.
It does.
One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
And here's where we have to part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. I think that's why I always think he should be Scottish, is because it's the, I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Or Irish, which is what I just did. He should be Celtic. Like, I feel he should be Celtic just because of the use of the sort of the alternating use of I and me. Here, I want you to have this by way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. And I want you to have this by way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. You never tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider a square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For by fire are we reborn.
Look at all the buckles on our outfit. We have so many buckles. And a lovely thick gorget. I love the music in this. The music in this game is definitely one of the best parts. Fresh off the carriage by any chance, huh? How can I tell? I saw you get off the carriage. Name's Wyman, and my business is knowing every bugger else's. Now then, what if I was to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge, even, just as once like. Yeah, you're a shifty bastard, ain't you? Welcome to Ul'dah, the shining beacon of prosperity rising in the desert of Zenlin. Please select the control screen you wish to use. Mouse and keyboard. Disable all active windows. Yes, fuck you. Follow the instructions with your camera. Alright, so I have to do a couple of... As with any other Legend of Zelda game, we start with very little. The clothes on our back, some random chocobo feathers, which will be important later, much later, and a hot bar system that I need to rework. So, give me about... You get to... thrill as I rebind my Mac... Thrill as I rebind my keyboard. And hot bars. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. I probably shouldn't mutter a Mario themed song while playing a Final Fantasy game. Alright, you guys can't see my money and menu options, but that's fine. That's my money menu options and inventory grid are the only thing that I'm blocking, so I mean also notices, but I don't think you necessarily care about those. Okay. That is one minor nitpick that I've got with this game is that every time you make a new character, you've got to reset your hotbars for however it is that you like them. Unfortunately, you can do it all from the same space, and it doesn't take too terribly long. To do. It just takes a little bit of doing. One. Oh, there we go. As for Hotbar 7, no one likes you, Hotbar 7. Go away. All right. Save. Save that. Then I've got to come over here and not that one. This one. Never display my name because I know who I am. Hide unassigned slots. Boom. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there. Almost done with all of this. This is the stuff I do every time I start a new character. It's just going through and going. So I don't ever have to do it again later. This is the most important button, by the way. Because we get to change our idle pose. In addition to changing our idle pose, we're also going to want... There we go. Okay. One of the things that I've talked about before, the things that I really like about Final Fantasy XIV is that there's a certain amount of elegance that it cares about, and I mean that elegance in regards to design. I play WoW as well. Many people, lots of people play WoW. And I like WoW, but one of the things that I really prefer in this system is the way they deal with character rigging. The best example I can do is look at my character model right now. Notice that my character is breathing. Actually breathing. In World of Warcraft, you have, like, an amount of idle animation where your character will sort of shift around a little bit, but it always feels very arbitrary. And while this isn't necessarily not arbitrary, there's, like, they go out of their way in this game to make it feel alive. And that's something that I really, really, really like. I like the little bitty bits of detail that they do to make it actually feel like this is a world where people live. This is a world where people exist. And then every once in a while, you know, like my sword is just hanging loose on my hips, and there's things like that they, well, for whatever reason, couldn't fix, or didn't fix. But that seems like a linkish pose. Let's go with that. And then, of course, once drawn. So now, whenever I draw my sword, I'm not immediately fighting. Just relax a little bit. Okay. Coming to Ul'dah. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Ul'dah, you must register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Explain to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. I do know my way around here, actually. You just won't let me go. If I let you wander off down the nearest dark alley, you'll certainly get mugged or worse, and I don't want that on my conscience. So before you do anything else, you'll want to head over to the quicksand and speak with Montee. She is the master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path. Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with the adventure and adventurer! I've begun a quest. It's on my duty list over here. I forgot to rebind my auto run. Hang on. Why, hello there! Who might you be? This is Momoti. If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Momoti, and I own this fine establishment, if it please you. I mean, I don't care one way or the other, but sure. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'dah, so you might say that looking after green adventurers like yourself is my vocation. And lucky for you that it is. Without someone like me to steer you right, you'd soon find yourself out in the middle of nowhere caught up in business you don't understand. As if that's not already happening. Like our conflict with the Mahjal, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for nigh on, forever now. They've been plaguing us forever now. Then there's the Garlean Empire. No one can say for sure what they're plotting, only that they are. And the people drink and make merry. But underneath it all, there's a worry. Worry and lingering feeling of loss. I little wonder. It's scarce been 5 years since the Lesser Moon cracked open like a giant egg, releasing an abomination intent on turning the realm into an eighth hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye, it was like the end of the world had come at last. So, for those that aren't familiar, this part of Final Fantasy XIV is called 2.0 A Realm Reborn. The reason it's called 2.0 A Realm Reborn is because the original release of Final Fantasy XIV was so shitty that they nuked the game by dropping the moon on it in-game and then reset it 2 years later. If you look on YouTube for Eighth Umbral Calamity or the end of 1.0 Final Fantasy XIV, you will be able to actually see people that were playing at the time that were active in the game, sort of recording or streaming, and witnessing firsthand sort of what happens. It's a really fun cinematic to go back and watch. And you can also while you're there, you'll probably see bits of why the game sucked. Then things get into foggy. Everyone's got their own version of what happened next. Some of them, 1, 2, or 3. You'd think people would remember something like that, but the fact is they don't. Nobody does. Yes, nobody remembers because the server was taken offline. There's one thing the survivors agree on, though: the part played by a band of adventurers who laid down their lives for a realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering. I'm sure you'll agree. It's just a shame our recollections of those brave heroes are just as jumbled as those of the Calamity itself. Whenever we try to call their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and a midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember them, we will not let them be forgotten, and so we call them the Warriors of Light. So if you had a legacy character, a character from 1.0, you would be like if you were the people that stood before the Calamity or was crafting at the time the moon dropped, whatever. The NPCs will eventually remember you as having been that character, and you get like I think it's like a marquee. It's like a tattoo on your hand or on your chest or something, and on your chocobo. That is the Warrior of Light symbol for legacy accounts and legacy characters. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is that you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ul'dah in a better state than you found her. If you can promise that, I'd be happy to let you join the guild. Nod non-committally. Alright then, a promise is a promise now. I have said nothing to you whatsoever. You have talked at me this whole time. Counting on your help to put the past behind us, we need people working, spending, and bickering like the old days. And a happy and prosperous Ul'dah means more business with the Wixend, too. Any road, let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name in the register. Neat as you can. That was her handing me a pen. Nil Mercier. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, it does. Bullshit. Alright, Mr. Mercier. On behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12 is my mistress, I swear to you, I'll bring you your money. Gullible gambler. Aha, here we have an evil Lalafell. With a mustache and goatee, with a mustache and soul patch. In the end, it's said that even a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Be grateful you were given a fourth chance to offend. You two attend to this scum. No, please, Mercy. I didn't click that one, it just went. Well, ain't that a sorry sight. Nor an uncommon one, if I'm honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? That's a really drastic mood change there. Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of gentlemen's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Fucking gossip, Momoti. Any road, welcome to Uldal. Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll teach you a little bit about our fair city. Sorry, I got distracted there. There was more text to read. I was waiting for the pull-out. So yeah, with the Road to 60 buff, basically all your experience gets doubled. So if you're making a new character, or if this is the time, like you want to try out Final Fantasy XIV, just want to buy like a month subscription or whatever, I highly recommend getting on a server that's a preferred server, because you'll get that Road to 60 buff, which basically means experience earned while below level 60 is doubled for everything. And the way the job system works in Final Fantasy, you acquire experience. Every job you get, I'll show you. So right now I'm a gladiator, but you can become any job. Any of these jobs, at a certain point, you can start applying to get into them. Each of them have their own, like, most of the base classes, you just have to be level 15. And once you hit level 15, you can go and apply to be in a new job, and you can swap back and forth between those jobs at will. I mean, I say at will. In instances and things, you can't, but when you're not locked into a job, you can swap back and forth. Red Mage and Samurai require you to be at 50, and Dark Knight, Machinist, and Astrologian require you to be at require you to have beaten A Realm Reborn storyline content and get into Heaven's Word, which requires level 50. But yeah, it so each one of those classes that is below 60 will have double experience up to 60. And the last 10 levels to 70 is you're fucked on your own, whatever. But anyways, so like that was that job gave me 50 experience. That quest gave me 50 experience. I got 100 instead. So thanks. Before you go charging off to find your fortune, I have a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform, so as to help you get to know the place. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetherite Plaza. To get there, head west from here till you reach the Emerald Avenue. Then look to the north. You should see a giant floating crystal called an Aetherite. If it weren't for Aetherites, traveling around Eorzea would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune with them before you can use them, so be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attuned with an Aetherite before, Nil? If not, just lay your hand on the thing and you'll see what I mean. When you've done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Gladiators Guild over at the Coliseum. Assuming that sword just ain't for show, you might consider training there. And finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange over on the Steppes of Thal. Goods from all across Eorzea and beyond turn up there every day. You'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might say that everything's for sale here in Uldal, as long as you've got the gil. Just make sure you don't pay more than you ought, Nil. Gil, nil, it rhymes. There's plenty as won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners. Wow. Like yourself, you can always tell when people write dialogue they never intend to be read out loud. Because you get sentences like, "There's plenty as won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners." Because while grammatically that might work, bleh, very few people talk in tongue twisters. Especially when they think no one's looking out for their best interests. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. When you visit the exchange, find a gentleman named Cesaroga and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short, then, visit the Aetheryte Plaza, the Gladiators Guild, and the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Simple. Before you go, a word of advice. While there's more than a few unsavory characters out there who'll try to take advantage of you, there are also some honest-to-goodness problems who you should consider offering a helping hand to. A lot of folk are lured... A lot of folk are lured to the city by promise of wealth and power, and many of them realize that instead of chasing after guild the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. Speaking of which, you should speak with the smith over yonder. Those lads always have some good advice for upcoming adventurers. Otherwise, that's about it for me. It's past time you get going. Oh, and let me know when you finish, will you? That way I won't spend my days worrying that you're down to your small clothes without a guild in your name. Hi. They get better about this later on, but in the early sort of Realm Reborn section of Final Fantasy XIV, there's a lot of unnecessary motion that gets carried out. For instance, that camera pan out to turn and head nod was not necessary for that scene to conclude. You could have just had the character model turn and head nod, and that would be it. One of the smiths, a stoker of fires and forger. Greetings, I am one of the smiths, a stoker of fires and forger of futures. As a dedicated member of the Adventurers Guild, I have been entrusted with the task of providing assistance to new adventurers. I see you very soon take an image of man, the possibility of striking out before you is positively daunting. In the Adventurers Guild, we see new adventurers as fledgling heroes. You are our champions of tomorrow. Our nascent star has limitless potential, and my fellow smiths and I are here to provide you with guidance. But the Guild also wants a cadre of veteran adventurers who will be happy to share with you their accumulated wisdom. You can recognize these helpful men and women by their title of mentor. Mentors stand ready to advise you on any aspect of adventuring. They have hundreds of quests under their belt, and will likely have a solution for whatever dilemma might be causing you trouble. A mentor may even offer to accompany you on your adventures. I highly recommend you take advantage of a mentor's aid to enrich your experiences in Eorzea. Pray do not hesitate to ask me if you'd like to know more. So basically, yeah, you get the new... There are new adventurer statuses and mentor statuses that you can have applied to your character that provide a variety of bonuses when one partners with the other. Alright. Now, we start playing the game. The first thing we do is attune to the Aetheryte. It's sometimes it's a really good idea to start in Uldal, if for nothing else, than because it has the most Aetheryte you have to attune to. So if you don't want to have to take time out of your gameplay later on, it's nice to just get that out of the way first thing. Uldal is the biggest city, like just sort of like territory, like internal territory wise. Hello, Wyman. Do you have a quest for me? Sorry you're taking to Uldal, Nil. Making new friends in high places yet? Well, when you have the Sultana's ear one day, I hope you weren't forgetting about old Wyman. As long as you're here, mayhap you can do me a favor and take this message to Josias at the Platinum Mirage. It's just over yonder, and the man will give you some gil for your trouble. If only all work in the city was that easy. Hail, adventurer! Might you have come at the behest of Miss Momoti of the Quicksand? I like to think this guy just sort of stands there and waits for adventurers to come in. Excellent, Ninibaru. Which brings us to the matter of the attunement fee. That'll be 100,000 guild, if you please, sir. Laughter. Apologies, but I do relish the opportunity to make that jest. The look on your face is absolutely priceless. But the fact that you were so easily deceived suggests to me that you are unfamiliar with the use of aetherites. Allow me to explain. Or that I had no reason to believe you were lying. I mean, I had reason to believe you were lying. Sack of shit. But, you know. These crystalline agglomerations... These crystalline agglomerations tap into ethereal energies and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Perchance you have heard of return and teleport? Well, those transportation spells make direct use of aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. Given that there is an aetherite in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with the mind to explore the realm will wish to seek out and attune himself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering beyond the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent of you to attune yourself to any aetherite you encounter from now on. I pray you found that informative. Should you wish to learn more about the aetherites or transportation magic, I should be happy to answer your questions. Return learned. That's this spell. That's the Hall of the Imperial Flames. Or the Hall of Flames. Tougher than leather. Jajakuda, the merchant, is visibly perturbed and needs some assistance. Tell me what brings you here, friend. Looking for a bit of work, perhaps? Some small jobs to add a little weight to that coin purse of yours? Well, you're in luck. The pugilists have just placed an order with me for several of our leather gloves and harnesses they use for sparring. But the terms are cruel, for I find myself lacking the hides required, whether I had the pelts of a few snapping shrews. What say you, my friend? Care to help a merchant down his luck? Bring me 5 snapping shrew pelts, and I promise that'll make it worth your while. You can find the creatures roaming central Thanalan. Sure, why not? Oh, I should probably go in here. Do my due diligence quest. Josias, do you have business with Platinum Mirage this evening? Yes, I do. Hand over. A message from Wyman. Alright, let's have a look. Bird is barren, let the hounds feast. So it goes. Oh, this way, you see, the guild often contracted to provide protective services. Unfortunately, for this particular petitioner, Wyman's investigation has revealed his finances to be wanting. Maybe adventurers like yourself don't mind working for free, but we have a business to run. I myself have 4 mouths to feed, so this bird will have to fend them for himself, I'm afraid. Oh, it's just, why am I so fucking dumb? Oh, come on. Gelther does not like the way you're looking at him, but it will let it pass if you deliver a message for him. Hey, I saw you looking at me. You got something to say, huh? Yes, I find your outfit to be quite, slimming. No, well, I do. Do you know Didilata? Short, broke, never pays what he owes? Yeah, that bleeding horse. Tell him to pay up, or I swear by this hope I'll beat him so hard he'll feel like the second coming of Dalamud. I feel like you're overestimating your ability to beat somebody. If I see that little shite's face, I'll end up pounding him to a bloody pulp, like as not. So you go and tell him. Let me go adjust my chair real quick, because I have to lean forward, and that's a problem. There we go. Now I can lean back. Yeah, Dalamud was the name of the second moon that came crashing down during the Third Emerald Calamity. I feel like if you're comparing you punching somebody to the moon crashing, you're overestimating your abilities. Oh, look. Didilata. Oh, gods be good, Gelther's goon. Hey, I'm not a goon. I don't play hockey. All right, I'll give back every gil I owe. I swear it, but no more beatings. I beg of you. I leveled up. Gil for gold. Didilata needs help to repay a long overdue debt. Look, I haven't got the gil on the hand, but I do have this ring. Ain't much to look at, but it'll fetch a high price. Was me dear departed mum's wedding ring. God's rest her soul. But she'll understand. Show it to Mamane over at the ossuary, and you get your coin. I like to think I'm just this sort of... I am this very passive, like, just sort of force walking through this guy's life. So I didn't actually do anything to shake him down. I just walked up and he just handed me a ring. Erasmus of the Thaumaturgers Guild is preoccupied with his studies, but his brow is furrowed in a way that cries out for help. I'm Erasmus of the Order of Nald Thal, and I am charged with the studying of anatomy of this region's fauna and the environment in which they dwell. The dark art of our order is death itself, and power over death can come only through knowledge of life. One day I shall publish my findings in a single comprehensive volume, The Many Breaths of Thanalan. But there is much work to be done before that day. You shouldn't title your book before you're done. I'm just saying. Aid me, brother! Bring me 5 bottles of marmot blood, and perhaps I shall name you in a footnote. Marmots are hardy creatures that thrive nigh everywhere. You will most certainly find them just outside the city in western Thanalan by way of the Gate of the Sultana. Do take care. They can be feisty little critters when threatened. Also, I like that I gained a level just shaking the dude down. Greetings, adventurer. What brings you to the Arzaneth Ossuary? Arzaneth Ossuary. Wish to sell this alien on behalf of Didilata? Very well. It's most unfortunate when such drastic measures must be taken. And doubly so when the item in question is a fake, and such a gaudy, poorly wrought one. Also, you do know that our appraisals are not free. Normally, the fee is subtracted from the agreed value. Alas, considering the negligible value of the ring, I'm afraid you will still owe us. However, since this is a rather unusual circumstance, we shall waive the fee this once. No need to concern yourself with the bauble. I will personally see to its disposal. Oh, Didilata! You still owe me some money! Hihito. Hihito has had enough of her husband's poor work ethic and needs someone to whip him into shape. How can the ossuary demand such exorbitant contributions every single moon? It's outrageous, I tell you. Don't they understand that a woman has needs? How do they expect me to pay for rouge and sunsilk dresses and feed my marmot? Oh, if only I had the foresight to marry a more ambitious man. This is all his fault. If he just worked harder and showed some initiative, surely he would be rewarded, maybe even promoted. If things don't improve, it won't be long before I join the beggars in Pearl Lane. Save me from this cruel fate, I beg of you. Speak with my husband, Bobo Nima, and find some way to motivate him. You should find him at the Coliseum entrance wearing one of those ridiculous outfits. Bobo Nima, you say? Well, I need to go to the Coliseum anyways, so let's go talk to Bobo Nima. Hello, Bobo Nima. Hi, I'm Bobo Nima. Congratulations, you found the world's worst husband. That is, if you believe the harpy I have for a wife, right, fellas? Crickets. She never cooks, she never cleans, she just gallivants around spending my hard-earned money. And now I see she's speaking ill of me to bloody strangers. Dude, I literally just walked up to you. Well, if you're hell's-bent on meddling in my affairs, can you assist me by taking some of these Friends of the Fair flyers and posting them on the walls inside the Coliseum? I got a long night ahead of me standing out here, so I won't be getting into it anytime soon. When you're finished, go tell Wolkin of the Gladiators Guild. He should give you something for your troubles. Sure, I'll go do your job for you. Why not? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, no. Friends the fair. What does it say? Blah 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 blah. That's what it says. I like how this specific section of exposed wall is where I need to hang them. What have you done? Your kind has no business to even look at a lady such as I. Such shocking, unbelievable insolence, and now look at how my gill is scattered across the floor. Pick it up right this instant. These are giant fucking gill. 2 pieces. 3 pieces. That makes 5. 3 more, that's 8. Or maybe it was 3, so 6. 6. We'll say 3, 6, 9. Alright, here's your 12 gill. My gill, now! And they better be not missing. The faint aroma of prosperity can be detected on this freshly minted gill. What does prosperity smell like? It's supposed to be everything. What are you still staring at? Are you expecting some kind of reward? The insolence. I mean, you gave me 102 gil for having picked up the 12 pieces of gil you dropped. So, I'll take it. You helping Bobanima? Well, ain't that charitable of you. Fran's getting pretty popular late, and his fans keep stealing those flyers and taking them home as souvenirs. Ah, so you bet Bobanima's wife. Now I understand. Sorry to hear you got caught up in all that. If you ask me, they're made for one another. Not it's my place to judge anyway. Any road, we appreciate your help. Hi, I'm supposed to talk to you. Well, I'm glad to hear you're skilled, friend. Tell me, are you new to the thrills of mortal combat? Well, whether you are or not, here you are. If you would take your place in these hallowed halls, you must be willing and ready to undergo the most rigorous training. You must endure cuts and bruises beyond counting, and, like is not far worse. A daunting prospect, I concede, but there is no other way if you mean to take to the Blood Sands one day. And why wouldn't you? The Colosseum is only the most celebrated place of public entertainment in all of Uldar. Where else could a poor man amass a fortune so vast as to one day allow him to claim a seat on the Syndicate? There's not an Uldan alive who isn't inspired by the rise of this self-made man. And there's no truer embodiment of this than the gladiator who wins riches and fame with his sword. Throughout its long and storied history, this guild has nurtured countless champions. Literally, we can't count them all. Our training methods are second to none, and our members ever strive to develop new techniques. If you desire true glory to fight and triumph amidst the roar of 10,000 voices, then this is where you belong, adventurer. Think of it. Think of your legacy. And if your soul stirs, join us. Okay. What will it be? Will you rise above the masses and inscribe your name in legend? Or will you resign yourself to mediocrity and die in obscurity? I mean, when you put it that way. A decision you shan't regret. One moment. Make way for Nil Mercier, fresh meat coming through. Now then, before your enrollment can be considered complete, you must present yourself to First Sword Mila. Seek her out and obtain her approval. I like the idea that one of these people is very, very enthusiastic, and the other one absolutely couldn't give a shit. Carriage, you're us in here looking for work, huh? Well, you're in luck. Just so happens I've a deed what needs doing. Wild ladybugs been wreaking bloody havoc on the outskirts of town. Some of the air of late's made them ornery as an auroch in a rut. Ain't much for fighting on their own, but in numbers they're more than a match for any merchant who's seen more days at the teat than he has on the battlefield. Well, what'll it be? Fancy putting down 4 or so of the bloody buggers, don't you? Sure, I'll go kill some ladybugs. The Great Gladiator. Zazariku needs an adventurer to pick up an order from the Goldsmiths Guild. Have you come to wish me luck? I appreciate the thought, but there's no need to worry. What? You don't know who I am? The next biggest thing coming through the Colosseum? Zazariku is my name, and you'll be hearing all about my exploits in the coming days. I even thought of a title for myself. The Garnet Gladiator. Ah, which reminds me, I've yet to collect the circlet I commissioned from the Goldsmiths Guild. Would you mind picking it up for me, would you? The Garnet Gladiator. Hi, Mila. I heard, Lulutsu, so you're Nil Mercier. 'Tis a good, strong name. I don't know if anyone's ever said the name Mercier was a strong name, but sure. On behalf of the Gladiators Guild, allow me to welcome you. I am Mila, Guildmaster here. Also, I've suddenly realized that I'm far paler in the camera than I should be. While I fix that. Allow me to welcome you here. I'm Mila, Guildmaster here. So you wish to study our arts. I presume you have your reason for choosing the sword over all other weapons. Perhaps you think it's easiest to learn. There we go. Now I look like myself. Kind of. A sword is a simple weapon, but to wield a blade as well is anything but simple. For every Colosseum champion to emerge from our ranks, there have been countless disappointments who failed to achieve greatness. Bear that in mind before you answer me, Nil, for I do not ask this question lightly. Have you the strength to live by the sword, and, if it be your fate, die by it? Yes. Then welcome, Gladiator, to your new home. Let's not waste time, shall we? I would gauge your aptitude for the sword. Just outside the gates of Uldar, you'll find plenty of marmots, hornets, and shrews. Slay 3 of each and return here when finished. A simple task, but essential to your training nonetheless. Now go. Cool. I'll do that after I finish this laundry list of other shit that I've determined I need to do since arriving. Oh god, I stuck my hand through the crystal. That's not healthy. Yep, here's an order slip. Zazariku's circlet. Just a moment, sir. Oh dear, this is so embarrassing. I'm afraid crafting the circlet to Zazariku's exact specifications has proven somewhat difficult. We ran out of garnets halfway through our work, and we're still waiting on the next shipment. I hate to impose, but would you explain the situation to Cricket Hat at the Miners Guild? My records indicate that he was supposed to deliver the gemstones yesterday. Mayhap it slipped his mind. Cool. I like that this quest in particular is kind of fun because it forces you to go sort of around to all the places in a row where there are not all of them, but several of them, where there are A, additional quests, and B, aetherite crystals. What could be keeping her? My beloved Yellow Moon and I promised to meet at this very spot, but 2 bells have passed and I've nary a word from her. Gods, I hope she's all right. As much as I wish to go off and find her, I simply cannot. What if she were to come in my absence? Please, would you search for her in my stead? It's possible she's somewhere near the Weavers Guild. She always enjoyed watching the... By the gods, do you think she's let me for someone more dapper? I try not to look like a bumpkin, to look a bumpkin, but I've no mind for fashion. I'll go check in a minute. First, I gotta go talk to the guy in the Miners Guild. Cook it half. I'll mind to drain a pint, so hurry up and speak your business. Just how many bloody garnets? 7 hells, man, they don't grow on trees. But more than that, this lad would fancy himself the next Franz the Fair ought to worry less about style and more about swordplay. Any road, I'll do my part to ensure the little bastard gets bedecked in all the goddamn garments he can afford. And if he dies in his first fight, well, at least he'll leave a pretty corpse. Works for me. Quest completed. Time to run. I have the weirdest run. Look at that. I didn't need to run out there. Beer God be good. Just look at me. This hair, this outfit, they don't match at all. I look atrocious. What was I thinking? Oh, can't let Bitter Snow see me like this? Maybe the last tunic was best after all. Or no, perhaps the blue. Bitter Snow is waiting for me, but I haven't anything to wear. I leveled up from that. Vox Populi. Ethelwine appears vexed by his work at the Weavers Guild and is in need of a helping hand. Something in the cream? Whatever shall I do? This dress, I just can't seem to finish it. Oh, the design is flawless, absolutely flawless. Of that I've no doubt, but I simply cannot settle on a colour for the life of me. How would you like to conduct a bit of field research for me? I'm dying to know what colour the ladies of Uldar are wearing these days, especially on the hustings strip. When you're finished, please call on Leku of the Alchemist's Guild. The woman's a wizard with dyes. Have her cook up whatever colour you find is most popular. If it's work you seek, the Weavers Guild welcomes you. Indeed, your timing is impeccable. A soiree is to be held with all of Uldar's elite in attendance. Once the invites go out, the orders come in, and with that, a fury. Every lord and lady from Cape Deadwind to the Cinderfoot is demanding the latest fineries. I'll need hands, I'll need them now. I need hands and I need them now. Yet I cannot spare the time to go off in search of them. Would you care to aid us, friend? I ask no more than you welcome to our doors any willing souls you might find. Come, let us see how you fare. Show me your warmest welcome. Welcome! I say, holding my hands out shruggingly. Excellent, I dare say I would work for you myself. Now hurry off, we need those people. I do like, there is a series of quests in every expansion that require you to use an emote. I mean, there's a series of quests throughout the game. There are quests throughout the game that require you to use emotes to advance, which I kind of really enjoy. I'm actually gonna... I'm just gonna bind it to 2 just to make it quicker. Work at the Weavers Guild? I'd be lying if I said it weren't interesting. To whom might I go to inquire further? Didn't even wait for me to answer. The Weavers are recruiting? Finally, my chance to become a famous designer! Weaving work? Take a look at me, friend. I'm a bloody guard and on duty no less. Move along, now. I mean, figured I'd ask. I appreciate the offer, but I must refuse. I'm all thumbs when it comes to stitching and whatnot. So the Weavers need help, do they? Sorry, friend. I'm all set for coin. Well, I got you 2. I hope it's enough. Alright, so I got 2 people that want to work, 2 people that don't care, and 1 person that wants to hurt me. You've returned. Well, how did you fare? 2 potential recruits, you say? Welcome news. I can only hope their zeal for fashion and show efforts in their guild. What we do here may seem all silk and satin, to be sure, but the work within these walls is far from easy, and that, I suppose, our trade is not unlike any other. Run! The most popular color of late. Well, all colors have their merits, of course, but if pressed, I'd have to say red. That's... Alright, our paladin friend here says red. Why, any color is perfectly fine for a dress, you silly thing, so long as it comes off easily at the end of the night. Not helpful. What colors in fashion? Well, I must say, I'm just back from Gridania, and I find that there's a certain verve to verdant livery. Green, you bloody idiot. Best color for a dress. Well, you know what they say. Once you go black, you never go back. I was asking about a dress. That's not what that statement is about. Yellow. What fairer color than that in the name of the fairest maiden? Yellow moon. Oh, yellow moon, how my heart pines for you. There's a story there that I'm going to ignore. Ooh. There's never a shortage of white dresses on our Uldan ladies. Surely it's the most comfortable color to wear under this murderous sun. Personally, I've always had a thing for a motley of red and green overlaid with stripes of purple and dark brown. There is no way that's the most popular color. You bastard. Red, ever and always. This is Ul'dah, my dear boy, where the sun beats on your back with fiery fists and the sins and sands are hot and unforgiving and everywhere at once. We Ul'dans live for our passions, and our lust for life is surpassed only by our lust for lust. Red it is. I got 2 solid red answers. You hear him have the Weavers Guild, are you not? Yes, Athaline said you'd be along. Well, what colors to be then? Sure. It sounds as though you have 2 votes for red, 1 vote each for green, yellow, white, and black, 1 abstaining, and 1 vote for a motley of red and green overlaid with shards of purple and dark brown. By no means a resounding victory, but I suppose red it shall be. I have some catalysts I've been saving for just such an occasion. Mark my words, I'm going to concoct the most vibrant red Ul'dah has ever seen. Yes, yes, yes! At last my work is complete! Mark my words, this formula shall revolutionize alchemy as we know it. With just a sip of this tonic, even raging fevers will be instantly extinguished. But I must needs test it, adventurer. While I produce more, I bid you take this batch to Pearl Lane, to a man there named Landibald. He is trusted by the other refugees. Persuade this Landibald to take my tonic and give it to his people. I require nothing in exchange, after all. If it is truly effective, it will be a tremendous boon to advancement of alchemic arts. And mankind at large. That's what we call in the acting business as a bold choice. Landibard. Medicine for the sick. An earthy-smelling medicine created by budding alchemist Aelwyn Alder. Huh. We're not fools, boy. We know full well what that bastard Aelwyn is up to. But we'll accept his medicine nonetheless. Look at us, beggars can't be choosers. Might be it's a mere experiment to him, but to us it's a matter of life and death. We gotta choose between this bastard's swill and nothing at all. Is it really a choice? Few come here by choice, and few are still bearing medicine. Your kindness shouldn't go unrewarded. This vase is important to us, but I want you to have it. You're just some old potter, I know, but it might be valued by collectors of cultural artifacts. There are men who are willing to pay good coin for such objects. If you go to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, chances are you'll find one of them. Well, look here. It's right here. You now have Aethernet access to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. You've attuned yourself to the Aethernet shards of Ul'dah. The Gate of Null, the Gate of Thal, the Gate of Sultana, and the airship landing are now accessible as Aethernet destinations. That's why you want to get all the Aethernet shards in the city, because you get that. Ah, I see we have a cat mage here. You can tell he's a cat by the ears and the tail. Cesaroga. And you are? Oh, newly come adventurer, but of course! Yes, I am Cesaroga. What can I do for you? Ah, you would have me teach you the ways of the marketplace. Very wise. As for my fee, what, you expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. My dear adventurer, when you ask an Ul'dah for a favor, you should at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your garb, I'd rather doubt you could afford my services, but the fact that you offer nothing is laughable. A slip of bound parchment entrusted to you by the quicksand proprietress, Momodi Modi. Oh, Mistress Momodi instructed you to seek me out, did she? Consider yourself fortunate to have such influential friends. I shall be brief, and you shall be attentive. You stand in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultanate. Being advantageously situated in relation to the other city-states, Ul'dah's markets have ever served as both literal and figurative centers of Eorzean commerce. All the great overland trade routes lead to our city, and the majority of maritime trade between Vilbrand and Aldenard passes through our ports. Because of this, countless companies and consortia have chosen Undar as their base of operations. They see to it that this marketplace is awash with merchants and moneylenders day and night. Anything a man could ever desire can be purchased here, provided as he has sufficient funds. Surely there's something you seek, adventurer? A deadlier sword, perhaps, or a shinier trinket? Whatever it is you want, the exchange will have it. To the north you'll find merchants peddling armor and accessories, curatives and crafting materials. And to the south you'll find weapons, tools, and an assortment of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant or browse to your heart's content, but do try to remain aloof should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions made in the heat of the moment are usually unwise, especially where coin is concerned. Ahem. That is all the complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my tastes. My regards for Modi now. Off with you. Scentgoat. Welcome, welcome! What might a discerning gentleman like yourself be looking for today? Permit me to examine this vase of yours. I would not spend too much coin on this trash. A flood of like items brought in by refugees has destroyed what demand once existed. The markets are fickle, my friend. If you lose sight of current trends, you stand to lose everything, as I once did. Market wards once bore my name until fate and hubris reduced me to this. For your sake, I pray you do not have to learn this lesson the same way I did. I mean, you still gave me 111 gil for it, and that's more gil than I had. Let's return to Momodi before we have to go out and kill things. How would you tour the city now? Get lost, did you? Ah, well, Uldar's a big place with lots to see and do, but wandering around aimlessly don't pay the bills. If you're serious about making a living here, you'll need to remember where things are. So when you go exploring, explore like you got a purpose, huh? I did! There were quests everywhere. Alright then, all that's left is for you to work hard, make money, and spend it here at the quicksand. Also, to go pick up my mail. Get to the fucking mail, Kupo. Light. This is all just stuff that I have from either stuff that you can purchase from the Mog Station. You can get stuff that you purchase from the Mog Station in mails. But there are also veterans rewards that you get for having been subscribed for a certain amount of time. As well as collector's edition rewards and stuff that get delivered to you via mail. And so, whenever you make a new character, any existing veterans rewards or collector's edition stuff that you already have earned will be sent to you via mail. Not all of it you can use right away, but still. Some of it, like glamour sets, you won't be able to use until you hit level 50, but you can still... You can wear them. You can wear them. They do provide a little bit of defense boost over your starting stuff. You can wear them until you get better gear. And then, you can put them away later. Once you're no longer using them, you can put them away in your armoire, in your in room. Once you get access to the in rooms, that will hold them until you can glamour them, or use them for glamour, I should say. Okay. I've done that bit of business. And now that I look like Squall Leonhardt for a little bit, well, I say look like, not really, but, you know. Now I can go kill some things. So, 2 hours in. 2 hours in, and I'm finally getting to the part where you actually play the game. That's kind of fun. Ding. Alright, let's kill some stuff. Star marmots are like raccoons. Killing more, stopping trees. next I need to kill a bunch of ladybugs on the other side of town. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and go run out here and attune to the Aetherite. To go to the correct gate, the gate of the Sultana. Time to turn in all these quests. It just occurred to me that the leaders of all three of the sort of main nations are women, like female leaders. You got the Sultana for Ul'dah. You got the Sultana for Ul'dah, the Admiral for Linza Lominza, and the Seed Seer for Gridania are all women. It wasn't until it's not until really the not until the expansions that you had male political leaders. And the leader of, well, later on one of the expansions, you get basically 3 new nation leaders throughout the next 2 expansions. 2 of which are men and 1 is a woman. I just find that interesting. Alright. And now we're Pirate Link. some gloves. Welcome back, Nell. I tell you, dispatched the beasts and with ease. Rest assured that there will be far greater challenges to come. If you wish to master the sword, you must test yourself against a wide variety of foes. To this end, I present you with this hunting log. It contains information on creatures ideal for a gladiator in training. You will doubtless gain valuable experience should you seek out and slay them. It is only with such practice that you will recognize and eliminate the deficiencies in your technique. Your training under me shall continue once the haft sits snugly in your hand that you cannot imagine holding aught else. Until then. Okay. I did that. Ah, no, I take it that you and your sword have become better acquainted. And I will now instruct you on another fundamental aspect of what it means to be a gladiator, commanding an opponent's attention. As gladiators, we are trained to engage enemies at close range, weathering their attacks as we deliver our own. However, there are times when we must do battle alongside allies whose talents are not the same as our own. In such a situation, your role is not to slay the enemy in front of you, but rather to defend the man beside you. We do this by eliciting the enmity. I can never pronounce that word correctly. Of our opponents through attacks and techniques designed to incite their hatred. E-N-M-I-T-Y. Enmity.
Enmity. Enmity. Enmity. Enmity. Enmity.
Enmity. Enmity. Enmity. Enmity. Wow, that's such a hard word to say. You must learn to draw the enemy's attention to yourself and to trust in your stout constitution to endure. In so doing, you protect your weaker comrades who would otherwise perish. To help better understand this, there's a task about how you perform it. Just so happens that Montee of the Quicksand has requested our assistance. A gang of Laminsian marauders has paraded into town and begun harassing people outside her establishment. Men like these prey on the leak will turn tail and flee at the first sign of defiance. You need not resort to violence. It would suffice to show them that you are not afraid of them and will not tolerate their behavior. Seek out those Laminsans and make your presence known by bellowing, "Face me, marauder!" In this way, you will protect the people of Ul'dah as you would your allies in battle. I have to go acquire their...
Enmity.
I really need to make sure I hold on to that.
Enmity.
What? What are you talking about? I'm not using somebody else's voice to say...
Enmity.
Alright, here, have your shrew pelts. You have shrew pelts, I get shoes. You there! Quest me! Pray let me catch my breath. I went all the way to Scorpion Crossing for a package, but only just now realized I've returned with the wrong one. The way back is so far, I can't. I simply can't. Would you make the trip back in my stead? I'm sure some poor soul at Scorpion Crossing is missing this package. I haven't the breath left to tell you the way. Go and see. Mimishu. Sure, darling, you can come for a ride. Huh? Where am I? Who are you? More importantly, where'd she go? Ah, bugger, did mischief start already? The hell's with it. I'm bleeding exhausted anyways. Fine, taking this to Geegan House to at the dispatch yard outside the city. I'll probably give you something for the trouble. Well, youngling, how you feeling for our fine Uldal, then? Got your bearings about you yet? If so, it may have its time you ventured beyond the city walls. The bustling streets of Uldal are one thing, but the wilds of Thanalan, that's another altogether. I know a bloke you might fancy speaking to, and he you, name of Papa Shan. You'll find him out over in the Uldal dispatch yard. No doubt he'll have some work for you. The dispatch yard's over in central Thanalan. Just head outside, just out the door across the hall, and you'll see the gate of Nald staring right back at you. Pass through it and head east. You'll come upon it before long. There's dangers beyond the wall, though, more than I care to count. Nothing too terrible, mind you, but feisty enough to attack you if you draw near. Don't say nobody cared enough to warn you. You know your friend here is a 12's damn cheat. Thinks he can charge us more because we're foreigners? Well, he'll get his own back, mark me words. "12 damn. There are 12 deities, so that's what that means. The 12. Bugger off! Can't you see I'm having a civilized conversation with these poxy arson? What? You blaming me because this little shite shat his own pants? Well, bugger him and bugger you too. I like Laminsons. They're very direct. A great source of
enmity.
You got lots of nerve thinking you could talk to me like that. Boy, come on now, he was disrespecting me proud Seawolf heritage. Fine, I'll leave the bastard be, but we ain't finished. Sorry, there was a spit in there too. I should have gone. He was disrespecting me. Just turn around and walk away, adventurer. Are you deaf? Get lost. How's your problem? Maybe she likes her men rough. What are you supposed to be, a bleeding manservant? Bah, don't matter. You've gone and spoiled the mood. Maybe she does like her men rough. That's not for you to decide, though. That's for her to decide. Epoxy is your best brew. I'd sooner drink a pint of me old piss than a swill. Just who the hell do you think you're speaking to, maggot? I'm Farmuro, the Driven, and me bloody marauders have been reaving so long, mothers scare their children with tales about us. Don't believe me words? Then I'll let me axe do the talking. Oh, this is lively, even for the quicksand. You two gonna put on a show for us? What's this? Another goddamn fool? Show some respect when you talk to. Farmer the Driven, leader of the troop of bloody mummers or some such. Yeah, I heard you the first time. Your voice carries quite well. And unless you want me to split your skull with my axe, you better. Dude. That sword. It couldn't be. Frenzy? But only the sword of Null would. Bloody hell, it's you! You know, I've never been one to stand back and watch. Mind if I join the fun? Begging your pardon, sir. Why do they always do that? Looks like it's just you and me. Standing up to that lament was quite brave of you, and quite foolish. I think I like you, Gladiator. Name's Aldous, and I'll buy you a drink. And I'd buy you a drink, but I'm afraid I just spent the last of my coin. I used to be a young gladiator like you. Back then but it hardly concerns you. These days I'm just an explorer of the unexplored, a seeker of as yet unknown experiences. Like that beautiful stranger keeping my bed warm right now. Gods, I've missed this city. This wonderful desert jewel of debauchery and sin. Now, if you'll excuse me. I swear, if I hadn't seen Aldous with my very own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it was him. Everyone here thought he died years ago. Listen, Nil, do me a favor and don't tell Milla about meeting Aldous, all right? She doesn't need this sort of drama. Why? Well, let's just say some folk ain't good for one another. Okay. Our mysterious stranger is come and gone. Let's go turn in the quest, get some gear, and continue on our merry fucking way. We've already heard of your exports to quicksand, Nil. You did well to send those marauders packing. I wish I could say we've heard the last of them. Last we received reports of axe-wielding raiders assaulting merchants traveling through Scorpion Crossing. It seems words will not suffice after all. I want you to finish what you've begun, Nil. Head to Western Thanalan and see that Farmer, the Driven, and all those who have shared in his crime never trouble the people of Ul'dah again. Western Thanalan, got it! Someone said Western Thanalan. Monsters with this little thing over their head are hunters' marks targets. Hunters' wall targets. Good for experience. Now we start leveling up real fast. Once you actually get out of the initial, like, just tutorial quests. Double XP works wonders. Gotta. Oh, I should have spoken with Mimishu. Fuck, I forgot to do that. I'll do it again later. They tore me from my saddle and took everything I own. Turn it gets back to me, I beg of you. Sure, why not? I don't have a shield and I've got very little equipment. Caravansack. Who needs equipment when you've got Moxie? There you go. You ever look at a list, see what's on it, see the thing that you're looking for, and then fail to click it? Well then. Look at this handsome rogue Link. Got a new sword too. Okay, where's Mishu? These are all the, there are several basically interactable things that you can use. I'll go through them in a minute. Mostly these are mounts that I can't use right now, and minions that I can use right now, and I'll show them off in a moment. And barding for my chocobo that I don't have yet. 2 jars of Fantasia. So minions are just little things that, at least at this point in the game, will follow you around. I like the wind-up cursor because it basically, it's emulating the selection process of old Final Fantasy games. You have a little cursor pointing at you the whole time because it's doing it right now, yeah. Also, a little Bart's in his chocobo. Kane the Dragoon. I think for us to be Link, we have to have, you know, a Moogle or something following us around. This is Navi. Looking for someone. Looking for someone named Mimishu. I like that Dilotta is so in debt to everyone that he just assumes anyone that walks up to him is there to collect debt. It feels like that sometimes. Got it from Kikazana, you say? Why, that useless drunk? I'll wait till he was out all night again, chasing after skirts. That's it. The next time he misses his shit, I'm tying him to the tracks. Seems like a reasonable response. Well, you certainly look the part of an adventurer, my friend. Might you be the good soul Momodi advised me to expect, I am Papashan, station master of this humble dispatch yard. An empty title, I assure you. I truly am no more than a tired old Lalafell passing his final years in quiet and solitude. 12 know where they've been. 12 know there have been plenty of both of these last 5 years since the calamity struck. The devastation was vast. Yet now true old Dons work together, doing all in our power to rebuild what was laid to ruin. By the sweat of our brows and the love of our home, we have rebuilt old Daw to the grandeur and majesty that you see today. No, thank you. I'm not going to join your free company. Nope. I have my own free company, though, and I missed some stuff. Hang on. The railways which run through the dispatch yard, too, were born of that noble effort of a great many souls. But there's still much work to be done. The wounds left by the calamity run deep. Isolated areas between our lines of supply remain, and there are places yet wanting for relief and restoration. Old Don needs the aid of you and your brethren, friend. In fact, never has our need been more dire. Which brings me to the point, I suppose. I do believe I may have some work suited to one of your ability. Since you've come all this way, perhaps you can pull an errand for me. Just so happens that a number of sentries have been sent to guard the area, a dispatch to the dispatch yard, as it were. They have long been away from the shade and feather beds of the city. The hot days and cold nights can play hells on the mind and body out here. It isn't much, but go and give them some twilight pretzels, will you? I find comfort food always helps when I feel like killing myself. Wow, Papa Sean. Do you feel that way often? Only every day of my life. And every other day, too. Twice on Sundays. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. Halt. So I'm going to have to ask you to put that pretzel on the ground and place your hands above your head. State your name and business. A twilight pretzel from Papa John's. By the gods, forgive me. You could say this new post has my nerves in a twist. I'm terribly sorry for that. Yes, well, you may rest assured that the dispatch yard is safe so long as I stand watch. Please give Papa Sean my thanks and tell him that I only wish I could have paid the favor. You were threatened by a pretzel, dude. You might need some sleep. Western front clear. Eastern front clear. For me? From Papa Sean? A twilight pretzel? My favorite. How did he know? Can't fight on an empty stomach now, can I? Actually, I can't fight on any stomach. I suppose I could say I have no stomach for fighting. I suppose you could say I have no stomach. And then the sentence ends. Save me. Scorching days, freezing nights. This post will be the end of me. Here, have a pretzel. A twilight pretzel? Don't mind if I do. Ah, that's a refreshing goddamn pretzel. I feel reborn. What the fuck is in these pretzels, Papa Sean? Well, you see, when a man feels like killing himself every other day, I hope I don't mention that too often, turns to the pleasures in life that can only be found inside a twilight pretzel. In this case, it happened to be pure crystal blue crack cocaine, sprinkled on every bit of tenderly and lovingly made bread. Pardon me, can you step back 2 sentences? 100% crystal blue crack cocaine? You've returned, and with a deal fewer pretzels, I see. Tell me, how fare our Sultan's sworn sentries? Did they have anything to report? Anything at all? What? Nothing? Are you sure? Oh dear. Take this for your troubles and stay a moment. There is more I would ask of you. Now I have just this moment. No, the time for concealment is past. The truth is, even before I had you deliver those pretzels, I was privy to some most unsettling news. Which is the real reason I sent you to meet those Sultan Sworn. A young noblewoman from a very prestigious family has run away from home, and I have been ordered to see her to her safe return. The Sultan Sworn you met earlier are assisting with that search. Alas, it seems they have found no trace of her. I apologize for not being frank with you from the start, but we must proceed with caution. Should word of her disappearance spread, I fear others with less honorable motives may join the hunt. And should we allow her to come to any harm, not even 100 beheadings would be punishment enough. That cannot happen, Nil. It must not. I need you to help me find her. Praise the 12! I knew I could count on you. I've instructed the others to expand the search, but that land is vast, and there are only so many of us. The young noblewoman's name is Lady Lilira. I want you to go south and look for her in the vicinity of the Sultan Tree. Good luck! Which one of these trees is the Sultan tree? I guess it's the bigger one. Oh look, a pop-up said Sultan tree. Hooded Lalafell.
Oh, Sultan tree, hallowed spirit of my line,
Oh thank
forgive
God, I don't
my
have to voice act
weakness.
anymore.
My failings have cost us dear. Show yourself.
I literally wasn't hiding. Oh, you mean him?
As you command, O Lilira.
Oh, it's Taliesin Jaffe. Again.
Forgive my selfish desire to assure your welfare.
I don't recall requesting an escort. Simply pretend we never met and continue on your way.
We both know I can do no such thing. It isn't safe for you here alone. It isn't safe for anyone. Not with this etheric disturbance. It's as though the dead are watching us. And I'd prefer not to join them, if it's all the same to you. Ah, you must be the one the Papa Shan mentioned. Congratulations on finding our elusive young charge. You'll have to forgive her impetuousness. What she lacks in discipline, she makes up for in stubbornness. You should return with us. The station master will be eager to thank Lady Lilira's protector in person. Alas, the station master will have to wait. Dear Lilira, for my sake, please stay out of harm's way. As for you, dear friend, for Lilira's sake, please stay in harm's way.
like how the character is named Handsome Stranger right now. I'm literally leveling up mid-fight. Come on.
Hear, feel, think. Crystal Bearer. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them.
By the way, that's Heidelin, not the small crystal.
By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Shine thy light on all creation.
Ah, coming around now.
Would you mind telling me what that was?
If I only knew. A denizen of the void at any rate.
The void sent? Here? But how?
The question isn't how, but who. We're not dealing with bookless bandits. Don't suppose the answer came to you in a dream?
Now that you mention it.
No sooner did you fell the beast than you fell asleep. Too much ether, no doubt. Interesting. I hadn't considered the crystal. But of course, this changes everything. Oh, just thinking aloud? At any rate, we haven't a moment to spare. I must return and report this at once. I leave Lady Lilira in your capable hands.
How dare you pass me about like a swaddled babe? I shall return and tell them myself.
As you wish, your impetuousness. I suspect we shall meet again before long. Until then, do try and stay awake.
I'll do my very best. Okay, back to Papa Sean. Run, you Ellison, run! Thank goodness you returned. You had us all worried. You do realize that if a person of your noble stature... Oh, fuck, I need to turn that off. Why, her Grace Sultana would be beside herself with grief, and so would her subjects. I dare say they'd be weeping in the streets. But I've already given you cause to weep, Papa Shan, you and the people of Uldar. Please, you're not to say such things. We will find it, I swear to you. It is not my place to make demands, my lady, but I beg of you, please stay out of harm's way. or I'll have to kill myself after taking some of that taking one too many of those Twilight pretzels. I apologize for I apologize for causing you undue worry, Papa Shan. I shall refrain from traveling unescorted in the future. I cannot thank you enough, Nil. I understand you fought bravely to protect Lady Lilira from void-sent fiends. For your gallant service, you deserve all the riches in the royal vaults. Alas, a small token of my gratitude is the best I can offer. A sarcastic man with a strange contraption strapped to his shoulder. I see you met Thancred. He's a scholar who spends his days investigating oddities in the ether. Rather too fond of the sound of his own voice for my liking, but perfectly harmless, especially after I've had one too many Twilight pretzels. As for you, Nil, you're just the sort of adventurer we need around here. I pray you show the same kindness to the people of Thanaland as you did to us today. Quest complete. Level 8. Alright, so I think that'll be the end of our introduction to Nil Mercier. Our Link-inspired gladiator with an eye patch. So yeah. Go back to the edition. We'll see you guys next week, next time. Like I said, I'm going to try to stream more often. So hopefully I'll figure that out. Just keep an eye on me on Twitter at Johnny Bates on Twitter for when I go live for things. I'm gonna try to do. I need to figure out the new Nintendo Creator Club stuff, because I do want to do a Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu run on stream. So look forward to that, and more of this in the future. Because my idea with this was to just stream the story of Final Fantasy XIV from beginning to end with me in the corner making jokes as I go. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And this will be going up. This will be going up on the Final Show Films YouTube channel under Senstaku Plays playlist, so you can find it there. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.